Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest NBA players of all time, and throughout his career, he was able to achieve a total of 5 championships. But in today's video, we're going to one-up that and try and win Kobe his 6th championship with the Los Angeles Lakers. Taking a look at our team's roster, we do have some good pieces here beside Kobe already, like Pau Gasol and a young Andrew Bynum. We are going to be starting off in the 2010-11 season, and I do want to let you guys in on the plans I have for our team's future. So in the up-and-coming NBA draft, we have rookies like Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Buckets, and Klay Thompson entering the NBA, and my plan is to trade for a top 3 pick, that way we're able to draft one out of these 4 players. Before we even start simulating, we're going to be pulling off one trade, which is sending away Derek Fisher. In 2K simulation, Fisher is absolutely horrible, and the Bulls currently are offering us CJ Watson, good 3-point shooter, decent playmaker, and amazing perimeter defender, plus we get ourselves a top 10 protected first round pick. So we're going to send the Bulls Derek Fisher and Theo Ratliff for CJ Washington and a top 10 protected first round pick. Starting out this season, this year will be our 9-man rotation. So in the starting lineup, we currently have CJ Watson, Kobe Bryant, Ron Artest, Pau Gasol, and Andrew Bynum. Off the bench, we have Lamar Odom, Shannon Brown, Matt Barnes, and Derek Character. Before we start simulating, I do want to say that we're on a mission to hit 10,000 subscribers this summer, so if you enjoy 2K rebuilds and haven't already, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, like the video and hype the video. All 3 buttons are absolutely free, and it truly does support out the channel and video a ton. Let's go ahead and simulate the first few games of this season. The first game is up against the Rockets, so we do end up defeating 135-107. Kobe just dropped 44 points. Shannon Brown with 19, Pau Gasol with a double-double, Bynum with a double-double, and the same for Lamar Odom. Can we also defeat the Suns and the Golden State Warriors here? Let's find out. We do defeat the Phoenix Suns and the Golden State Warriors. We defeated the Suns here by 32 points. Kobe dropped 31, Bynum with 24, 17, and 6 stocks, 17 from Gasol and 14 from Watson. This season, we will be rolling with a 4.5 star overall system proficiency, grit and grind under our head coach, Phil Jackson. I am now going to go ahead and start simulating here until the trade deadline, where we most likely will be pulling off some trades. A duo that I've always wanted to see happen that did not happen is Stephen Curry paired up with Kobe Bryant. Curry's 22 years old, he's already averaging 22 points per game and at 84 overall, and he's only going to continue getting better and better each offseason. So I'm going to try and make this trade happen with the Warriors, sending them Lamar Odom, Matt Barnes, Shannon Brown, and 3 first-round picks for Stephen Curry. And whoa, we just bring in Stephen Curry as our brand new starting point guard. And if I'm being honest here, I did not think the Warriors would accept that trade whatsoever, but thankfully for us, we know how the future goes and how good of a player that Stephen Curry is going to end up becoming. And now we have a backcourt of Stephen Curry and Kobe Bryant. Let's go. We are stopped here at the trade deadline, and I know I said I was going to be trading away Ron Artest, but we're actually going to keep him for the time being, and that's because we're going to need some players in the offseason with trade value to acquire ourselves a top 3 pick. And I feel like Ron Artest could be one of those players we throw in the trade in the offseason. Well, he will be one of those players. Plus, none of these trades here I'm a big fan of. We're not getting much back in return for Ron Artest, so we're going to hold on to him until the coming offseason. Few players on our team are willing to sign contract extensions, one of them being our starting center, Andrew Bynum. I am going to go ahead and lock him up on a 3-year extension here, paying him about $13.5 million annually, and it looks like he will be accepting. This dude here, Sasha, is also open for a contract extension. He's a good 3-point shooter, shooting about 37% from the 3-point line, averaging 9 points per game. So we're going to go ahead and extend him for the next 2 seasons, paying him $1.71 million, and he happily accepts. There is only 1 game remaining to our season, and Kobe Bryant is a runner-up to winning MVP. Let's go ahead and simulate the last few games and see if our boy Kobe does win, and yes, he does. Let's go. At age 32, Kobe Bryant goes on to win another MVP, averaging 29 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, while nearly shooting 60% from the field, 40 from 3, and 80 from the free throw line. And that wins Kobe his 2nd ever MVP throughout his career. Blake Griffin, Rookie of the Year, Manu Ginobili, 6-man, LeBron winning Defensive Player, JJ Hickson, Most Improved, Phil Jackson, our head coach, wins Coach of the Year, and we also win Executive. Of course, we got Kobe Bryant on an all-NBA first team. Let's see if we have any more selections here. No Stephen Curry, but I guess he still is very young. But next year he should be here. And Kobe also makes it on an all-defensive second team. and we ended this season as the number 1 seed, defeating the record for most wins in a regular season by any team in NBA history with 74 wins. And our team winning 74 games in the first season of this rebuild is a really good sign, because we've only pulled off one major move to our roster, which was bringing in Stephen Curry. So imagine how good we're going to be after all the other trades that we pull off. But now let's take a look at player stats here for the regular season. Our MVP, Kobe, was the leading scorer, averaging 29 points per game, 23, 4, and 6 from Curry, 16 and 11 from Gasol, and 15, 12 from Bynum. Our team did have the number 1 best offensive rating, and we had the 3rd best defensive rating with a number 1 best point differential. But now it is time for the playoffs, and in the first round we are taking on the Houston Rockets. They have themselves Kyle Lowry, Kevin Martin, Chase, Lewis, and Yao Ming. I don't know if our team's going to win a championship in the first year of this rebuild, but I do definitely guarantee we will win a championship throughout this video. Right now we are a very young team. We still have a 22-year-old Stephen Curry and a 22-year-old Andrew Bynum. Of course, Kobe and Powell are on the older side, but still a pretty young team with Bynum and Curry in the starting lineup. And now let's start simulating here and see how things go. We do win game number 1, 35 from Bryant and 24 from Curry. I don't know why I called him Bryant, it should have said Kobe, but 35 from Kobe in game number 1. We do also win game 2, Curry dropping 24, 22 from Kobe, and a 20-point double-double from Powell. Game 3, we do end up winning. We're up 3-0, and we do not sweep them, but we do gentlemen sweep the Houston Rockets. So far here in the playoffs, Curry is averaging 20 points per game. He is struggling big time from the 3-point line though. And then we have Kobe, who's averaging 24 points per game on 50, 50, 80 shooting splits. And now in the second round of the playoffs, we are going to be taking on the Dallas Mavericks, and they just eliminated the Oklahoma City Thunder. So clearly the Mavericks are a really good team. Let's take a look at their starting lineup. So they have Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, Sean Marion, Dirk Nowitzki, and Tyson Chandler. Really good starting lineup if you ask me. Let's see how things go here. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Kobe dropping 32 and 28 from Curry, 27 and 11 from Pau Gasol. Game number 2, we do end up falling short, 117 to 111. Kobe played amazing, so did Curry, but we do end up falling short here to Dirk Nowitzki. Can we go on to win game 3? And yes, we can. Powell went off here for 33 and 14, 27 from Kobe. Game number 4, they do end up tying up this series, 111 to 91. They outscored us by 20 points. Game number 5, we do end up winning, and we eliminate the Dallas Mavericks in game 6. And now is where the challenge is about to get very difficult, because we're either going to have to take on the 2nd seeded Denver Nuggets or the San Antonio Spurs. Both teams really good, and it will be the Denver Nuggets. They have themselves Chauncey Billups, J.R. Smith, Carmelo Anthony, Nene, and Chris Anderson. Let's see how things go here in the Western Conference Finals. In the Eastern Conference Finals, we have the Boston Celtics taking on the Orlando Magic. But now let's jump into our series here. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Let's go. 44 from Kobe, 17 from Powell, and 14 from Curry. And we also go on to win game 2, and no, we cannot. It looks like we do fall short here, 108 to 101. Curry played amazing, so did Kobe, but sadly that was not enough. And we also fall short here in game 3. Melo is giving us the works right now, 39 from Kobe, 18 from Curry, but we do end up losing. And we do go down 3-1, 119 to 110. We end up losing game 4. Curry 26, Kobe 22, and please tell me we're going to get past this round. And sadly, we have been eliminated. The fact that our team even made it this far into the playoffs is pretty impressive if you ask me, especially since this was only the first year of our rebuild. And of course, we're not going to stop until we win Kobe his 6th championship. And now in the NBA Finals, we have the Boston Celtics taking on the Denver Nuggets. Let's go ahead and sim around and see who wins. And it will be the Denver Nuggets winning the NBA Finals, with Carmelo Anthony winning Finals MVP. In case any of you were wondering, here are the player stats for the playoffs. We played a total of 16 games, and in those 16 games, Kobe was balling out, averaging 29 points per game, 21 from Curry and 18 from Powell. It is now time for the draft lottery. Let's see which team ends up with the first overall pick. The Kings have the best odds to ending up with the first overall pick, and it looks like the Cleveland Cavaliers end up with the first overall pick. So now we're going to try and talking with the Cavs and acquiring that pick for ourselves, so we could hopefully draft ourselves a top 3 player. In order for us to make some trades happen, we do need some draft capital, so I'm going to be trading away Steve Blake and Ronald to the Chicago Bulls, where we bring in 2 first-round picks that we could include the Cavaliers. Alrighty, we are now here talking with the Cleveland Cavaliers for the first overall pick, and I'm offering them Ron Artest and 4 future first-round picks. In return, we bring in the first overall pick that'll draft us Kawhi Leonard. And they do decline. Okay, so what if we throw in a second rounder? They still say no. I will throw in a player like Sasha. Can this get it done? And no, it cannot. Okay, so the Cleveland Cavaliers really don't want to make this trade happen. Since we're not going to be able to bring in Kawhi Leonard, who I really did want on our team, we're going to shift the focus to none other than Klay Thompson. Y'all heard that right. We're going to try and form the Splash Brothers here on the Los Angeles Lakers beside Kobe Bryant. I'm going to go and talk with the Raptors for the 3rd overall pick, and let's see what they say. I did attempt to try and trade for the 3rd overall pick with the Raptors, but they continued declining the trade, so now we're here talking with the Sacramento Kings for the 4th overall pick. I do still think we could get Klay Thompson at pick number 4, so I'm offering the Kings Ron Artest and 2 first-round picks, and they still say no. What if we throw in another first-rounder, and just like that, we get the 4th overall pick to hopefully draft Klay Thompson. And now it's come time for the 2011 NBA draft. Let's get in here and see what happens. The Cleveland Cavaliers have the 1st overall pick, and of course, they take Kawhi Leonard. The Phoenix Suns with the 2nd overall pick take Isaiah Thomas, and the Raptors with the 3rd overall pick take Jimmy Buckets. And that means we're getting ourselves none other than, whoa, we could also get Kyrie Irving. As much as I would like to draft Kyrie Irving, the backcourt of Kyrie and Steph Curry is not going to work. They're already way too small, both 6'2", so having them as a point guard, shooting guard is not going to work. So of course, we're going to draft none other than Klay Thompson. We do also have ourselves a 2nd round pick, and we are in need of a backup center, so I'm going to draft this dude here, Stanley Mogbo. He's a good defender, good rebounder. He does have a ceiling of Manute Bol and also a floor of Manute Bol, so let's go ahead and draft him with our pick. And I do believe we still have one more 2nd round pick, and I'm going to just go ahead and draft the highest overall player, or at least the best 3-point shooter here. For team player options, of course, I will pick up the team option for Stephen Curry. Qualifying offers, we don't really need to re-sign anyone here, which is amazing. Let me just double check that, and yeah, so we don't need to re-sign anyone. How much money do we have in free agency? We could spend about $2 million. Let me look around here in free agency, and I'll show you guys which signings we're gonna do. I am attempting to free up some salary, so I'm going to go ahead and trade Luke Walton to the New York Knicks, and they give us a 1st round pick. I'll definitely take that. Is there any other player we could trade away here? Maybe Jeff Stanley. I'm going to go ahead and try and trade him away as well. We could get ourselves 2 1st round picks, but I don't want to give up Stanley Mogbo, who we just drafted. So let me see what we could do here. We'll pull off this trade with the Houston Rockets, sending them Jeff Stanley, a 1st round pick. In return, we bring in 2 future 1st rounders. Our team is in need of a backup power forward, so I'm going to try and bring in Shane Battier. He's a good 3-point shooter, good defender, so let's try and signing him here to be coming off of our bench, which hopefully he will be accepting, and yes, he will. So we bring in Shane Battier on a 2-year, $1.78 million contract. And just in case our rookie does not do good in the 1st year, our backup center rookie, I'm going to try and bring in Kendrick Perkins. We do have enough money to offer him, so I'm going to go ahead and offer him a 2-year contract, paying him $1.65 million. Let's see if he accepts, and yes, he will. So we do get Kendrick Perkins on a 2-year, $3.3 million contract. On player progression day, Stephen Curry has jumped up all the way to a 91 overall. That is what I'm talking about. And Andrew Bynum did not actually jump up 19 in an overall. I did import him, which is why it says he jumped up in 19, but he did actually jump up 3 in overall, which is amazing. He was an 84 last year, and now he's an 87. Here we are at the start of this season with our brand new rotation. In our starting lineup, we have ourselves a Splash Brothers, Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, as well as Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, and Andrew Bynum. Off the bench, we have CJ Watson, Sasha, Kendrick Perkins, and Shane Battier. I feel like this season we're going to be absolutely unstoppable. We have probably the best starting lineup in the entire NBA. And now let's go ahead and simulate the first few games with our new roster to see how we do. The first game we do end up losing, whoa, but I guess chemistry still does need to be built. And we also lose the New York Knicks, but we do end up defeating the Milwaukee Bucks, 109-90, Curry 38, 20 from Gasol, 18 from Klay, and a 16-point double-double from Kobe. And honestly, I'm not worried whatsoever with us losing these first 2 games. Chemistry still is being built, as you guys could see in the bottom left corner. It's only at 32%. That sometimes takes time to build up. System proficiency, we will be rolling on a 4-star overall system proficiency balanced under Phil Jackson. And now I'm going to go ahead and start simulating until the trade deadline, well, until the end of this season, but if there's any trades to be made, I will be stopping at the trade deadline to show you all. At the end of this season, Derrick Rose goes on to win his first ever MVP at the age of 23. Kyrie Irving, Rookie of the Year, Ramon, Sessions 6-man, Dwight Howard, Defensive Player, Hamid wins Most Improved, our head coach Phil Jackson, Coach of the Year, and we also win Executive. Let's take a look at all NBA selections here, and we do land Stephen Curry on all NBA second team. We also get Kobe Bryant on an all NBA third team. For all defensive team, it looks like we don't get a single player on an all defensive team, which is a little bit of a surprise. We did end this season as the number 1 seed, winning a total of 76 games and losing only 6. Which means we just broke the record once again with 76 wins and only 6 losses. A previous record was held by our team as well last season when we won, I believe, a total of 75 games. But now let's take a look at player stats here for the regular season. So our leading scorer was Stephen Curry, averaging 27 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists per game. Kobe was averaging 26.5, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 16 from Powell, 14 from Andrew Bynum, and 13 from Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson in his rookie season was amazing, shooting 44% from the 3-point line, 13 points per game, and he's only going to get better this offseason, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Let's see how our team did here. Offensive rating, we have the number 1 best offensive rating with the number 1 best defensive rating. And now, in the first round of the playoffs, we're taking on the Houston Rockets. They have Kyle Lowry, Kevin Martin, Chase, this dude, and Jordan Hill. We did defeat this team last year in the first round, so I don't think it's going to be much of a problem. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Kobe 35 and 10, Curry 28 and 19-12 from Bynum. Game number 2, we also going to win. Kobe 29, Curry 25. I swear this duo is absolutely amazing. I wish this happened in real life. Game number 3, we also going to win 122-99. Curry dropping 45 points and 30 from Kobe. And are we going to sweep the Rockets? Yes, we will. So far here in the playoffs, Curry is averaging 29 points per game and Kobe is averaging 32 points per game. In the second round of the playoffs, we are taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they have themselves Luke, Mike Bridges, Michael Beasley, Kevin Love, and Nikola Pekovic. I'm not sure who that is. I thought that was Nikola Vucevic there for a second, but let's see how things go. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Let's go. Kobe's dropping 39 and Curry with 38, 16 from Pau Gasol. Game number 2, we also going to win. Curry with 38, 10, and 9. 28 from Kobe and 23 from Klay. How has Klay been doing here in the playoffs? He is kind of struggling from his shot, 34%, but hopefully he picks things up. Game number 3, we do going to win here. Curry with 35 and 10, 19 from Kobe, and 15 from Klay. And are we going to sweep the Timberwolves? Yes, we will. Let's see how our big 3 basically is doing here. 32 points per game from Curry, 15 from Klay, and 28 from Kobe. And there we go. Klay has started to pick up his field goal percentage and 3-point percentage, now shooting 42%. But now comes our toughest challenge yet. We're taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have themselves a big 3 of Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Kevin Durant. Basically all 3 players 90 overall or above. They also have Jeff Green and Serge Ibaka. This is definitely going to be a very tough challenge. In the regular season, they won a total of 68 games. Game number 1, we do end up losing. 130-124. Kobe did everything he possibly could, dropping 43. Curry kind of struggled here with 16. Can we come back in game 2? And yes, we can. Kobe just dropped 28 points here, Curry with 23, and Pau Gasol with 22. Game number 3, we do end up losing 129-97. They blew us out. In this game, Curry did do his thing, but it was not enough. Let's see what happens in the next game. We do end up tying up the series, which is exactly what we wanted. 135-125. Kobe with 39, 32 from Curry, and 16 from Bynum. And now this is where things are going to get tough. Whichever team wins this next game is going to have the momentum on their side. We do have home court advantage here. Can we get the win? And whoa, it went to overtime and we end up losing 131-129. Kobe 29, 25 from Curry. And that really does suck, man. I thought we had it all there, but that was not the case. Let's jump into Simcast here and see if we could push it to a Game 7. The OKC Thunder do have home court advantage. And so far, we do have the lead here in the first half. Can we keep it is a question, and yes, we can. 127 to 121, we do end up winning. Kobe went off here for 38 points. And now we are in a Game 7 situation. We do have home court advantage on our side. Let's see what happens here. We do start off the first half pretty strong, and it looks like we are going to the NBA Finals. Kobe dropped 38 points, 25 from Curry, and 25 from Clay. The Splash Brothers went off here combining for a total of 50 points, and now we are in the NBA Finals taking on LeBron James and the Miami Heat. And taking a look at this team, they're definitely going to be just as difficult as the OKC Thunder, where they have themselves JJ Barea, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Haslam, and Chris Bosh, and this here is their bench unit. So let's see how things go here. Game number 1, we do end up winning. Kobe 42, Curry with a 20-point double-double, and I did forget to mention, this is Kobe Bryant taking on LeBron James in the NBA Finals. Something a lot of NBA fans did want to see, but we never really got to witness LeBron taking on Kobe Bryant or Kobe taking on LeBron in the NBA Finals. Let's see how things go here in Game 2, and we also end up winning Game 2. 24 from Kobe, a double-double from Curry, and 18 from Clay. Game number 3 does put us up 3-0. Let's go. Kobe just dropped 31 points, Curry with 26 and 12, 18 and 10 from Pau Gasol. And are we really about to sweep LeBron James and the Miami Heat? Let's see. And yes, we are, to win the Los Angeles Lakers a championship with Kobe Bryant winning Finals MVP. Kobe was playing absolutely amazing here, averaging 32 points per game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3.5 steals on 50, 60, 85 shooting splits. That is absolutely amazing. And don't think we're finished with just one championship. We're going to go for a back-to-back championship, which I truly believe we could do. Here are the player stats for the playoffs. We played a total of 19 games, and in those games, Kobe was the leading scorer, averaging 31 points per game. 27 from Steph, 14 from Clay, and 14 from Pau Gasol. And here are the NBA final stats. Since we are going for a back-to-back championship, I have a massive trade in mind that I know you guys are going to love. For the head coaching position, our head coach's contract has run out, so we're going to try and re-sign him here. Where is Phil Jackson? There he is. He currently does have 5 offers from 5 separate teams, so hopefully he comes back to ours. We're going to offer him the most amount of money we can, which is $9 million annually, and Phil Jackson comes back as our head coach. In order for us to pull off the trade that I have in mind, we do have to go to team player options because the player that I'm targeting is on a player option right now. I don't really want this rookie that we signed, but for team player options, of course, we are going to pick up the team option for Curry. Do we bring CJ Watson back? I think we should. He's a really good 3-point shooter, so we're going to re-sign him. Stanley Mogbo will pick up the team option for as well. Qualifying offers, we don't have to re-sign anyone here, but now let me see if I can cook up that trade. And of course, the player that I was targeting has entered free agency. It seems like Dwight Howard has declined his player option, but Dwight Howard is the player I'm going to be targeting this offseason. It's going to be very difficult to make happen, but I think we have a really good chance at acquiring him. So whichever team signs him, we're going to go try and making that trade happen. For the meantime, I am going to try and acquire Brandon Rush here. Really good 3-point shooter, amazing defender. He is listed as shooting guard, but if we change his position to small forward, he always jumps up a ton in overall, so I'm going to try and acquire him on our team. I'm going to go ahead and offer him as much as money we can, which is $2 million annually. It looks like we do land Brandon Rush on a 3-year, $6.7 million contract. Alright y'all, I have some amazing news. We just pulled off a massive trade with none other than the Orlando Magic. We sent them Andrew Bynum, Ron Artest, who had just signed in free agency, and 4 first-round picks for none other than Dwight Howard to be our brand new starting center. And what's so crazy is Dwight Howard actually spent the up-and-coming season with the Lakers in real life, just how he's about to do here in this rebuild. If you've made it this far into this rebuild and haven't already, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're going for a back-to-back championship, and at the start of this season, this here is our 9-man rotation. In the starting lineup, we have ourselves Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, and none other than Dwight Howard. Off the bench, we have Brandon Rush, Kendrick Perkins, CJ Watson, and Shane Battier. If there's any team that I would trust to go out there and win a back-to-back championship, it's definitely this team here. Let's simulate the first few games to see how we do. The first game is of course a win, and so are the next 2 games. And now I'm going to go ahead and simulate until the end of this season, where hopefully we go on to win a back-to-back championship. And at the end of this season, our boy Stephen Curry has won his first ever MVP, averaging 30 points per game, 5 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals on 50, 40, 98 shooting splits. Let's go. And this is amazing. Throughout this video, we were able to win Kobe Bryant an MVP, and now winning Stephen Curry his first ever MVP at 25 years old. Anthony Davis, Rookie of the Year, Anthony Randolph, 6th man, Dwight Howard, our boy, wins Defensive Player of the Year. Whoa, we just got 2 really big awards, MVP and Dwight Howard, Defensive Player of the Year. Kemba Walker, Most Improved, Phil Jackson, our head coach, winning Coach of the Year, make that 3 awards. And also Executive of the Year, make that 4 awards. On All NBA First Team, of course, the MVP Stephen Curry makes it here. Let's see if we get any more selections. We do land Kobe Bryant and Dwight Howard on an All NBA Third Team. On an All Defensive First Team, of course, the DPOY Dwight Howard is here. We also get Stephen Curry. Whoa, Steph Curry just made an All Defensive Second Team. That is amazing. He was averaging 2 steals per game, half a block, amazing offense, and amazing defense. Let's see if we get any. Well, we don't have any rookies, so we're not going to get anybody there, but we did end this season as the #1 seed, winning 77 games and losing only 5. And that means we once again just broke the win-loss record. We've been breaking the win-loss record 3 years in a row now. And now let's take a look at player stats before we jump into the playoffs. So our leading scorer was Stephen Curry, averaging 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 10 assists. Kobe Bryant was balling out at age 34, putting up unreal numbers: 27.5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals on 50, 40, 81 shooting splits. 17 points, 15 rebounds from Dwight, 15 from Clay, and 15 from Pau Gasol. And now it is time for the playoffs to see if we can go out there and win ourselves a back-to-back championship. In the first round, we are taking on the Utah Jazz, who have De'Aaron Williams, Gordon Hayward, Paul Millsap, and Eric Steele. Let's see how things go here. Game #1, we do end up winning. Kobe dropping 36, Curry with 33, and 19 from Clay. We do also go on to win Game 2. We win Game 3, and we go on to sweep the Utah Jazz. So far here in the playoffs, the MVP, Curry, is averaging 27 and 8, 20 from Clay, and 32 points per game from Kobe Bryant. And don't forget about Dwight Howard. He's still doing his thing, averaging 17 points with 17 rebounds and 3 blocks per game. And now in the second round of the playoffs, we are taking on the Los Angeles Clippers, and they have Kemba Walker, Blake Griffin, and Chris Common. Let's see how things go here. Game #1, we do end up winning. Kobe 26, 24 from Curry, and let's go. Brennan Rush dropping 24 points as our 6th man. 22 and 14 from Dwight Howard. Game #2, we do end up winning. We win Game 3, and we go on to sweep the Los Angeles Clippers. Curry is averaging 30 points per game, 17 from Clay, and 27 for none other than Kobe Bryant, 18 and 17 for Dwight. And now in the Western Conference Finals, we have to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is where things start to get difficult. Last year, this team pushed us to Game 7, but thankfully this season, we have Dwight Howard, which we did not have last year. But their team got better as well, with James Harden jumping up to a 94 overall. Let's see how things go here. Game #1, we do end up winning. 32 from Curry, 30 from Clay, and 28 from Kobe. Game #2, we also going to win. Let's go. 34 from Curry and 25 from Kobe. Game 3, we also win. And are we going to sweep the OKC Thunder? Yes, we are. We defeat them here in Game 4, 134 to 123, 32 from Curry and 29 from Dwight. And now in the NBA Finals, we are taking on the Chicago Bulls. Really good team, especially because Derrick Rose has been balling out. He won MVP last year, so he's one of the best players currently in the NBA. They also have Kyle Korver, Luol Deng, Carlos Boozer, and Joakim Noah. They were the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Let's see how things go here. Game #1, we do end up winning. Curry almost had a triple-double, 29 from Thompson, 28 from Dwight, and 21 from Kobe. Game #2, we also going to win, and so far we have not lost a single game here in the playoffs. Are we going to sweep the Bulls? And yes, we are, to win the LA Lakers a back-to-back championship. And this year, Stephen Curry, Finals MVP, averaging 38 points per game with 13 assists. And that is absolutely amazing. We go on to win Kobe and the Lakers a back-to-back championship. And now, before I end out this video, let's go ahead and take a look at player stats. So in the playoffs, we played a total of 16 games, and in those 16 games, Curry was averaging 32 and 10 as our leading scorer, 26, 5 and 5 from Kobe Bryant, 20 points and 14 rebounds from Dwight, and 17 from Klay Thompson. In the NBA Finals, we played 4 games. In those 4 games, Curry was almost averaging a 40-point double-double. Kobe was averaging 26, 5 and 5, 22 from Dwight, and 17 from Klay. Now that is going to be it for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new for more NBA 2K26 rebuilds, and click here on the screen to watch my latest upload. Until next time, it is your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.